guys, welcome back to this channel. Today we'll be analyzing very interesting chart. This will be Carlo Urbani, and he was the Italian physician, microbiologist who was triggering this international response to this pandemic of SARS in 2001. So he was also sacrificing his life because then he was infected with this virus, and that was leading to his death. So in this video we'll be answering the question where you will work, where is your profession? Should you go abroad for the profession? This is a very important question. Many clients, many people are troubled by this question. So 9th house, 10th house, good indicators, but we have the secret sauce here. Not so secret from starting of this channel because we are talking about this point nearly in every video, but we'll be checking this one specific rule here to answer this question. So now let's roll the intro. Very much dedicated to his medical profession. We could say that he was this true doctor. For example, he was fighting with this monetization and this commodification of medications related to tuberculosis, the malaria, and also to AIDS, that he was against the high prices of this medication, that they are not available to some low-income people, families, and so on. So we'll be using the 9th, the 10th lord for that. This is the 10th house from the moon. So this is the where of the profession. If you want to answer the question of where, you need to see the 10th from the moon. There is no other place to be so accurate about this point. So who was Carlo Urbani? He was the Italian physician and microbiologist. He was the first one to crack the SARS virus, and he triggered this global response to the pandemic. So he saved numerous lives because of this. We could say that he sacrificed his life for the work and for this medicine, because at the end of his life he became infected with the SARS, and then this also led to his death. So as I said, we will use his example to answer the question where you should work. So for that we need to see 10 from the moon. Okay, let's try slow down, breathe. Rashi chart analysis. First thing which caught my attention is that Mercury in the 10th. Rahu is very important for this, because if Mercury or any planet is in own sign or exalted, we should see his lord of exaltation. Mercury is exalted in Virgo. The other lord of exaltation would be Rahu, because Rahu is lording Virgo. So we need to see the Virgo. Virgo is in the 12th house. 12th house and Rahu, these two very important things. When we analyze the chart, we always need to see the planet and the house. So for foreign, we see the Rahu and 12th house. So this Uchanata of Mercury, the lord of exaltation of Mercury, and this is important because this is a 10th house, right? This Mercury is in the 10th house. So whatever Mercury shows, it is influencing the 10th house. But because it is exalted, we say he is in the sky. He is not interested to interfere in our earthy plane. For this, we need to see the Uchanat, which is Rahu. So that means that the career life, which the 10th house is showing, is connected to the 12th house Rahu. That could mean many things. For example, you can lose a lot of money, or you can also work in entertainment or event management, because this is natural Pisces, where Venus is exalted. So, to answer that this is really related to work abroad and not other indications, we should see if 10th from moon is there. So moon is in Aries, 10th from moon would be Capricorn. Saturn is loading that. Saturn is in 12th house. So the person is definitely working abroad. And how we are sure about this? Because when person moved to Ethiopia, it was in Saturn Dasha. So you will see that this 10th from moon is very important, because it will show where. It will also be very important for timing. So when the Saturn sub period, called Antardasha, was activated, then he moved abroad. The other time when he moved to Cambodia, it was in Mercury. Mercury is Badakesha. So Badakesha, for dual sign, this is always the 7th house. So 7 is Gemini, 7th lord will be Mercury, because Gemini is always loaded by Mercury. So this planet or planets in the 7th house for dual signs, they are also very much supporting going abroad, because the Badakesha is like Rahu. So we have this symbolic connotations, connections to going abroad. And then again he moved to Vietnam, to this French hospital, when he ultimately became infected, and that led to his death. It was also in Saturn Antardasha, in the next Mahadasha, so in the next big period, but again the sub-period was Saturn. So we see that when Saturn was activated in his life, it was always pushing him abroad, because that Saturn is in 12th house, and that Saturn is 10th house from the moon. So this being abroad, this connotation, this symbolism of foreign situation is related to work, because 10th from moon is related to this yoga. We also will see that the whole Graha Malika yoga is ending in the 12th house, so this can now push the interpretation of this chart more into area that his life was very much focused on whatever was going on there, and we know it's foreign work, so the whole life goal is the foreign work. Now in the navamsha we have this Rahu in the 10th, which shows money from research, Mercury's lord, it's medicine, but 12th lord of death is Mars. So how we have connection to the work? The death must be connected to work, because he sacrificed his life for the research, we could say. Okay guys, if you like this video so far, please don't forget to click the like button. It doesn't cost you anything, and you're helping me to crack this YouTube algorithm. Also, if you like to get notification about similar videos in the future, if you like to learn Vedic astrology from the beginner intermediate level, then this will be the place for you. We have a nice community. Subscribe with the bell notification on, and now let's go back to this video. So now again the principle of Vuchanat is coming into place, because Mars is an own sign, the 12th lord, which is showing the demise. When Mars is an own sign, we have to see Saturn, and Saturn is with Rahu in the 10th house. Now, very important thing, when we go back to the rashi, two things, the yama yoga and arudha. So we see that Saturn and Mars, they have parivartana, the exchange. So now the death is coming into chart. How the death is coming into picture? 10th from moon. So his work has to do with death. So he's taking people out of death. This is the Viparita Raja Yoga, because the 12th and 3rd, they have Parivartana. These are like Dushtana houses. So he's taking people out of this problematic situation. And to be sure, we need to have moon, because for tamasic planet, the moon is very important, not the sun. The sun is controlling the rajas, the moon is controlling the tamas. So we see that the moon is in the 5th house, 8th lord in the 5th. So knowledge about diseases, 8th lord, and the moon about the health, and that is most important on the arudha lagna. So he is in the medical sector, and now what he's doing, 11 from arudha lagna, which is showing his gains. What is the target? What kind of people are giving you money? 11 from arudha lagna. There we have Aquarius, and there is Mars in the Rahu sign, and this yoga, Rahu Mars, this is the specific COVID yoga, we could say, or SARS yoga, tuberculosis yoga, everything related to lungs. So he is in medical sector, and we can specify it through 11 from arudha lagna, Rahu Mars, and then the Mars Saturn having this exchange. So he's earning from death, to be more exact and more positive, from taking people out of deadly health-wise situation. So we could analyze much more the navamsha, dashamsa. It's very clear, very nice example. You can study this, Carlo Urbani. By the way, if you want to be a good astrologer, try to analyze every day one chart, and day by day you will master this language of the rishis. Okay guys, thanks for watching till the end. If you would like to have your chart analyzed with the Rasi Navamsha Dashamsa to see your manifestation, general things, but also your fortune chart, also the wealth is there, the marriage is there, relationship, and all these dynamics, we can go through them. The Dashamsa chart of work, what business or what form of employment and when you can expect them, so which planets are activated in which time. Also to emphasize the positive and to block the negative, so providing the upaya, the remedies, then hit me up in the email below and we can schedule the consultation for you. And if you like to take the full approach when it comes to interpreting the career life of the person, then please watch this video. Also, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.